name is Virginia Betancourt, and today's segment will be focused on life on campus. First up, our reporter Leo Hernandez discovers how hungry students can get a free meal on campus. And with elections just around the corner, who exactly is the student body thinking of voting for? Stay tuned and find out. On another note, UTRGV students spend a lot of time studying and attending classes on campus. Some students may not have the luxury of eating at the dining hall. Our reporter Leo Hernandez talks to the student pantry about the services they offer.
This week, we visited the food pantry looking for a place that really looks to help the university students. We found it. We got in touch with someone there and they had a lot to say.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Silva. I am the program coordinator here for the pantry. So we have about 40 students every day that we usually service, and they can stop by once a week to come and pick up food.
What's the criteria that people have to meet to come down here and get food or to volunteer?
Okay, so as a volunteer, we ask them to have their TB shot. We ask them to have their food handlers since they're going to be working with food. Also, we have them do a criminal background check because every volunteer here at the university has to have a criminal background check. We give them a civil rights training, and since we are an agency under the food bank, this training just helps them get ready and how to be in the pantry and how to facilitate with students. And then the way to receive our services is students can come in once a week. They fill out 2 forms of paperwork. One is a semesterly form, and then the other one is once a year.
And the food pantry here on campus, do you know the history behind it, like how long it's been around?
Yes, it actually opened in 2014 when Dr. Mahdi was here working with student support. She really saw that students were getting assistance from professors, or she was hearing a lot of stories where students were homeless and they didn't have enough to eat. So instead of having professors, giving vouchers for food or feeding our students, this service was here provided so that students can come in once a week. We didn't really know about the food insecurities. A lot of people think, it's a stereotypical type, like, oh, you have to look like with holes in your shirt and really rugged. But actually, a lot of students that are having food insecurities here at the university are just plain students. They're having a full-time job and they're trying to come to school at the same time, and they just look like your regular normal students.
So here at the food pantry, where do you guys get your donations?
Well, we get our donations from a variety of places. A lot of community engagement. The BMW Bird Ogden is really helping us out and outreach to the community, so they're having like food drives in their different dealerships. Also departmental challenges that we have here at the university. We like to have departments go against each other to see who can raise the most donations.
And what's the typical turnout of events like that?
We get a lot of fresh produce, which is really great because the students really love the freshness instead of just all being canned. So most of it is fresh produce. We can have from cilantro to collard greens to green peppers, and it just gives students a variety of just having just ramen or the regular canned corn. It gives them a variety of protein and making sure that they're eating healthy.
How often do you have our students allowed to come here and get restock on supplies?
So students can stop by once a week. What's really great is that we have a grocery list, and each category, changes based on donations. So the more donations I have, the more I'm able to put on the list. What's really great is they can just check off on each, and each category gives them, their protein, their vegetables, to make sure that they're following the nutrition pyramid, which is really great, and they check it off, and we bag it for them.
If you ever need a helping hand, the university's food pantry has your back. So come on down and check it out.
If you're in need of the student pantry's assistance, call 956-665-3663 or visit them at the University Center, room 114. Distribution hours are located on the website. Another organization that's gaining popularity is the Deck Building Association. Our reporter Robert Barrera has a story.
In a school with more than 10,000 students, there's bound to be a variety of interests among everyone. When you think of clubs and organizations at UTRGV, you automatically think of the big ones like the Ad Club, the Criminal Justice Students Association, the Pre-Med Society, the Directors Cut and Film Initiative, and so many more. However, ones that probably don't come to mind is a group of students who take their own twist on a game of cards.
The name of the game? It's the DC deck building game. It's called Heroes Unite. Everybody starts off with the same deck, and you're just trying to build a better deck than your opponents. this particular deck building game is designed pretty well to where almost anybody can pick it up. You kind of just have to sit down and play. It's probably going to be the fairest card game you'll play because everyone has access to the same cards. It's just kind of luck. Depends how the cards come out. We all play some sort of card game, and if you play different card games, this is a good card game to bring you all together. So I remember when I started playing this, we were playing different card games, and something like this would bring all the card gamers together.
This game it's not competitive, it's recreational.
Recreational?
Yeah, there isn't like a professional guy at this game,
Well, it's always really fun whenever you just constantly combo off, and you just, okay, this is the moment where I just won the game and no one else can catch up to me.
Whether it be coming up with an ad campaign, volunteering at a hospital, or making short films, you can always find a place for your interests. So gather your cards and meet at the Student Union because UTRGV has something for everyone. For UTRGV TV, this is Robert Barrera.
Attention, Republicans, Democrats, and presidential candidates. As the race for the next presidential election begins, many students are looking for runners who represent their ideals and who they believe should be the next president. Our reporter Guillermo Guerrero brings us a story.
Elections are coming, and we're going to ask people who they think they're going to vote for. Are they going to choose Democrat or Republican? This is Guillermo Guerrero, and I'm their man on the street. We're here at the Arts and Humanities building, asking some professors why it is important for us students to vote on this coming election.
20-year-olds and 30-year-olds come to the polls at about 30% of the total voters. 30% compared to 50% is not that much, and yet in reality, the people who are making our decisions are over the age of 60. But the people who are living those decisions are not even going to the polls. And that's a very important thing that I like to stress, and I try to stress that with my students. You have to go vote. You have to make your voice heard because you are the ones who are going to live with those decisions, and you don't want someone who is not going to be here for the next 50 or 60 years making those decisions for you. That's why it's so important to get out and vote.
So we're here with?
My name is Cassandra Elaharsa, first class, UTRGV.
Awesome. What do you think it's important for students to have the early voting here at the college?
I think that your polling location to be here is extra special and it's extra important. I think it gives the opportunity students where with the hustle and bustle, we're so busy, and the fact that we have it right here, we need to take advantage of it. It's very important.
Think it's better for students to get involved with the voting?
I think students should get involved. I think that you should either go and volunteer in a campaign, go and you get to learn the dynamics of it, what it takes, what it really means. I mean, because a lot of times we go out there and we're like, oh, okay, I'm going to vote for that person. But have we really gone in and seen that that person's going to be able to really represent you, really meet what your needs are? And so the fact that you go out there and you register to vote, that's your biggest issue. Go and look at a campaign, how it's working, go to these forums, y'all are hosting some soon, go to these forums, get involved, learn. You become, you get that education you need to cast your vote because your vote is your voice.
Here with Dr. Silver, we're asking, do you think it's important for students to vote on this coming election?
Well, I mean, the easy answer is of course. There are a number of reasons why, strictly because they are part of the process if they're of age. But I think it's important for kids to get out there and vote because it shows that they have an interest in the way the world works. It's not so much that you pick a candidate or that you have an ideology yet. It's that you understand that, your responsibility in an intellectual sense and as a citizen requires that you do things like vote. Yeah.
And do you think it's going to help students to know that there's an earlier election here at the college?
Well, the early returns are that, yes, that does help. Let's face it, we all like convenience. We all like to be able to make something easy. Yeah. So the more chances people have to avail themselves of the process, the easier it is. Yeah, I think that the statistics show that there has been a difference. Early voting does work to an extent, but let's face it, we're all so damn lazy that sometimes even if they come hold a ballot in front of our face, we may not vote. But I think the answer is probably yes.
Do you think it's important for us students to go vote?
Yes, I do think it's important. I know that's kind of me being a hypocrite because I can't do it myself. But I think it is. I think we need to get our voices out there. Although I can't vote, I have been following stuff, and I hope that it goes in favor of us.
And do you think it's going to help the early voting here at the college for students to go vote?
I think it's great that we have early voting here, especially because this year I've seen a lot of participation in our age group. So hopefully that it's right there in the union. People will be like, okay, well, I'm already here. Might as well do it.
All right. Well, thank you for answering these questions. Thank you. So we're here with Mo the Buffalo. Mo the Buffalo, are you going to vote this coming election? Apparently, yes. He is going to vote. Well, thank you, Mo the Buffalo.
It's really good to see students showing interest in the political race and interest in the future leader of the country. With that said, we have a special guest in the studio today. She's a leader of the Young Progressive Democrats here on campus, Ms. Catherine Torres. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, of course.
So, Catherine, what made you want to become part of this organization?
Well, I've grown up in politics since I was really young, and I've always been really encouraged, I guess, in the political process through the Democratic Party. I just never really agreed with more of the conservative side. I actually really do consider myself a strong liberal.
And what do you think that why do you think that students should be informed about politics and what's happening today?
Well, because politics is in everything. Everything you do, everything that you want to do, I mean, politics is involved somehow. And a lot of times when I try to reach out to people of my, generation, the millennial generation, they feel that their voice isn't heard. So I just really want them to know about politics. And as far as the politician's background, they want to be able to realize that they're voting for the right person. So, we try to get information from other candidates. For example, we had a congressional forum last week educating our community about District 15's congressional candidates. So that's what we try to do.
And do you believe that everyone should have a voice, or?
Yeah, of course. I mean, having a voice is how, this country's been run for years, hundreds of, not hundreds, but you know what I mean, since the 1700s. And so that's why we really want to encourage people to vote and to just express their voice, because it is their right, and we don't want people to feel limited just because they've heard from other people you're wrong. It's like, you just need to learn, and that's what we want to do, just educate our community.
And what kind of documents should students bring to register to vote? Do you guys help with that, or?
Yeah, we do. Several of our organization members are deputized, and when you're deputized, it means that you are legally licensed in the state of Texas to register people to vote. So for this primary election, you should have registered by February 1st. In order to register, all you need...
So it's too late now, right?
It's too late now to vote in the primary election, but the general election's in November. So, I mean, we can register you now for that one, and that's where you decide which president, will run our country.
And what kind of documents should they bring? Their social, or?
Oh, yeah. So to register to vote, you'll need either your driver's license or the last 4 numbers of your social security. And then to vote, it's state law to have a federally issued photo ID. So you can be registered, but you are required to show like a driver's license, a passport, anything that's federally issued. Yeah.
And after they register, would it get mailed to them?
Yeah.
Card,
once you register to vote, you should get a voter registration card. It's blue, and it'll come in within no later than 6 weeks. So when you do go vote, it's encouraged that you have it. This way, they match the one on your license with the one in the card.
All right, thank you, Catherine, for coming and helping everyone else get informed about how they could have a voice and say so in our next presidential election.
Yeah, you're welcome. Early votes from the February 16th through the 26th, and it's here at the Student Union. So.
All right, okay, thank you. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, Catherine, for coming in. And we will see you soon. Go Vaqueros!